Get a taste of these tokens.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing Teysa Karlov. Not the new Teysa, but the classic third iteration of Teysa. Listen, there's a lot of different Teysa cards out there, and this is the one that's just called Teysa Karlov. It's a really good card. For 4 mana, you have a 2/4, and she has 2 separate but united abilities. Her first ability causes on-death abilities to trigger twice. Or I should say, abilities triggered by permanents you control caused by things dying. Because if your opponent's things die and it triggers one of your creatures, it still works. And the second ability is creatures tokens you control have vigilance and lifelink. This is a fantastic commander because it works with so many different cards. My deck specifically is an Orzhov sacrifice deck with a bit of a token sub-theme. It's not heavy into tokens, but it definitely does have a bit of like tokens and recursion on top of just killing our own stuff to kill our opponents. Like any good Aristocrats deck, we're running things like Blood Artist to drain our opponents out. We've got some amazing sacrifice outlets like Priest of Forgotten Gods, Bartolomeo the Presidio, and Ashnod's Altar. We also have ways to bring back our creatures from the graveyard like Luris, Sarah Paragon, Virtue of Persistence, or just if things are on the battlefield, Mothra. Love a good luminous brood moth here. We also have a new sweet drain card, Vein Ripper. It's like 2 gigantic blood artists that can fly and has a really strong award ability too. This deck is really fun to play. It's got a lot of low cost creatures and a lot of things that make sacrificable creatures like Jadar or Ophiomancer, and then triggers for when those things die, like Morbid Opportunist. Some people are going to notice I am not running Drivnod, who has a similar ability to Teysa in this deck. That's because he costs 5 mana, and honestly I just didn't find that he works that well. But Mondrak, because he has both a sacrifice ability and doubles your tokens, works pretty nicely because we have a bunch of things that make tokens in this deck. Now, some of those are planeswalkers, some of those are creatures with on-death abilities, and just in general, it tends to get you just the right amount of value. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Teysa into the queue, and we're going to sacrifice our creatures to drain our opponent's life. Reese the Redeemed! Reese the Redeemed is a tokens and elves commander, typically more on the token side, because for 6 mana you can copy all of your creature tokens. It's also a 1 mana commander, which makes it great to play early in pretty much every matchup. Reese the Redeemed, though, going wide could be punished by our assortment of Blood Artist effects. If we can manage to kill a lot of their creatures, then we're going to gain and drain a lot of life. It did not go for a turn 1. Reese, I could pay a whole bunch of life. Life is a resource for a bitter triumph to be held up. I'm here for it. I'm gonna pay so much life. Just like in this game in general, I'm gonna pay a ton of life. A halfling, huh? Die! We have a lot of ways to gain life, so I just like killing things. More? More now, please. Do I want Sanguine Brusher now? Let's exile this Arcane Signet. Swinging for 1. Ooh, Queen All in All. Queen All in All is going to get them extra tokens. If they make a token, they get a bonus token. More life. I have 13 life left. This is the Orzhov way. It's actually the Rakdos way, but the Orzhov will co-opt it. By the way, Skyclave Apparition with Teysa does have a downside. If this dies, while she's out, they do get 2 tokens. This is the way the cookie crumbles. Ooh. All in All can now tap for mana. And here comes Reese. Gonna bring out Bart. Swinging with all of these. Sacrifice the greedy free booty. To scry and make some treasures. No. Yes. And here comes the Sanguine Brushstroke. Now, Bart can sacrifice these blood and treasure tokens in order to get +1/+1 counters. And if you sacrifice a blood, your opponent loses a life and you gain a life. Here's the Esper Sentinel, a tiny little 1/1. I feel like they have a March of the Multitudes. I don't know. It's just something about this. Stroke of Midnight. Okay, so they're going to sacrifice, or they're going to destroy Teysa. We can either sacrifice it in response, or we can let her die and get our token. Move her back into the command zone. This way they're not going to get a double bled for each sacrifice we do here. And we are going to kill a couple things. We're going to start with this Esper Sentinel. Draw a card. Okay, we got Niganjo. I will go to combat. I'm going to swing with the Skyclave Apparition and Bart. Just like Bart. These do tap for mana. They do have mana of any color. Ay caramba. In response, we are going to sacrifice Bart. And sacrificing the Skyclave Apparition will not kill Queen All in All. It is important to say that because this will die before the ability resolves. That said, I can sacrifice the Blood Artist to kill Queen All in All, and I do think this is worth it. They're hitting me with the honk shoe, me. Vibes. Ambitious. The Ambitious Farmhand gets them a Plains, puts it into hand, and if they have Coven, they're going to be able to transform it into the Seasoned Cathar. Part of what made that sacrificing the Blood Artist so worth it, by the way, is the fact that Luris can just bring the Blood Artist back. It is very little lost. Bringing out the Blood Artist. I'll attack with both of these. This is a human, so it actually can't block Yawgmoth. We're going to secure our victory. We managed to draw land that could come in untapped off of our other sacrifices. We definitely have it locked in. GG. Chatterfang, Squirrel General. This is a sacrifice deck just like ours, and a token deck just like ours, but in Golgari colors, which means they have access to some fantastic removal. I'm going to keep this hand despite it not having white mana, because it does have some really good removal in it. Chatterfang, whenever they make a token, makes an additional token. Well, additional tokens. If they're making multiple tokens, they get just as many squirrels. I love a good squirrel. Don't you? Chatter of the Squirrel gets them their first of, I assume, many squirrel tokens. First Blood. Now they have 2 squirrel tokens. Oh, nice. I found some white mana. I could go for Tithe Taker, Virtue, Esper Sentinel. Let's go for the Tithe Taker. Here's Chatterfang. They're swinging in. I'm going to take a trade here, since they'd be able to trade this in 1 black mana to kill this anyway. And I'll use the Virtue of Persistence's Lock Twain Scorn to kill Chatterfang. And follow up with Esper Sentinel. Bastion of Remembrance. That will be draining us of life each time one of their creatures dies. We have this card in our deck too, because, again, we're both tokens and sacrifice decks. Kind of got a symmetry thing going on, right? Kind of rad. I'm actually eyeing this Yoggles. I'm gonna bring out Yawgmoth here. Go to combat, just attack with the spirit. This, by the way, is a human, which means that it cannot do anything to Yawgmoth because he has protection from humans. It's always relevant at, like, the worst times. I'm going to use this to try and get them to sacrifice one of their creatures. They get to draw a card. And it goes back to being a 1/1. Ooh, this is a very good card to sacrifice. Shambling Ghast. We're going to sacrifice the Shambling Ghast. That's going to give -1/-1 to another creature, or we could make a treasure. I'm going to go for the -1/-1 since it kills both of these. Go to combat, swinging with both. And how much life am I willing to lose? Between Yawgmoth and the Hive, I'm gonna go for the dog and hold up Bitter Triumph instead. Because Liliana of the Veil is not that effective against a deck like theirs that's making lots of tokens, I'll probably discard this. Alright, whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you can make a rat. Rats get Death Touch. We could just use Children's Edict here. Force them to sacrifice the Slum Lord. Why does Yawgmoth's ability draw a card? You know, that's an excellent question. I have no goddarn idea. It shouldn't. It's ridiculous that it does. I need some of my, like, gain and drain cards. Where are they? Lore-wise, I think it's because he is sacrificing humans to progress his science. By being like, ooh, they have a disease. I'll wait until they either do or don't pay the 1. Okay. I will make Teysa indestructible. Yawgmoth, that's unethical! You can't just kill people for science! He fully disagrees. He's so here for killing people for science. Oh good, I can play Liliana next turn. Other Liliana. I will play, in fact, this Liliana this turn, discarding the Bitter Triumph. They get to discard too. Lucky them. He is one of the iconic big bads of Magic. That is true. Roaming a throne! They're gonna name Squirrel, aren't they? Wait a minute. This is a replacement effect, not a triggered ability. So it doesn't work that well. It still works, it just doesn't work that well. I lose another life. Gonna bring out Big Liliana. And we swing on in. Their life total is now lower than mine. We're at 16, they're at 13. Oh, the bats! Oh, Diabolic Intent. I wonder what they're going to search for. Is a board wipe going to be enough? Oh, not with the Meat Hook Massacre. Well, Meat Hook Massacre is going to kill them. We also now have some tokens out here to gain us some life. We'll swing in with everything. Saying good game, good game. And rather than sacrifice everything manually, let's do this the fun way. Everybody dies! Especially you. I like how it's also like, you draw 12 cards. I don't need 12 cards. I just need, like, 6 damage. GG. Etrata, Deadly Fugitive. Looking to get damage in that you're not going to want to stop because she has Death Touch. But if you don't block, then you're going to be in for a world of hurt. Because when an assassin deals combat damage to you, they cloak the top card of your deck. And they can flip it over. Alright, I got a nice early blocker here. I got a way to exile or force them to sacrifice their commander. And, ooh. Inquisitive. What do you drop here? I think you drop the Apparition or the Edict, unless you have a turn to Assassin. Oh, Link Kimura, yes. You were asking if Malcolm, the Siren, works better in 1v1 versus not. It works much better in 1v1. Counterspell strategies don't really work in a 4-player game. Typically, counterspells are kind of a niche tool to be used, or just used to protect your own game plan, rather than stop your opponent's game plan on all turns. We're gonna chill. We got ourselves a Shouldered Edict. Got anything for me to Edict? That's on with Flash? No? Counterspells? Card draw? What's the takeaway here? We're just gonna hold counterspells at each other? Kill spells? Whatever spells? Cool, great. I can do that. Okie dokie. Human. Teysa. Can't be countered. They knew about the Cavern of Souls, though. It was in my opening hand. So they just passed. They did not cast anything with their 4 mana up. Coerce the kill. Oh, because they wanted to steal Teysa and make her into an assassin. That's kind of cool. I have snakes. Ooh, wait. Yeah, Blood Artist too. Snacky. You got a 1/1 with Death Touch? I got a 1/1 with Death Touch. I might let her hit, though, because somebody else was saying, we can blink her. Yes, you can blink things and they go back under your control. Aw, they killed my Hissymancer! By the way, I can also blink anything that they cloak, as long as I pay the ward too. Which I just think is neat. Ooh, Roaming Throne! Alright, let's go ahead and grab our commander back. Ooh, nice Vein Ripper. Whee! And she's back. No, this is a really sneaky looking assassin. Big chair? You're not like... You're not terrified of big chairs sneaking up on you in the middle of the night and being like, stab, stab, stab? I thought that was something everybody feared. These tokens are really good since Teysa gives them a little extra oomph. This was not a fear you had, and now it is. Good. Oh, I don't have enough black mana without sacrificing something. Okay. I'll swing with the snake. If a big chair manages to sneak up on you, maybe you should be scared of it. That's fair. Let's see if we can get this off the battlefield so I don't have to think about it anymore. 1, 2, leaving open Shoulder's Edict and the ability to sacrifice a creature. Like, if they have a board wipe, we're gonna want to sacrifice the Skyclave Apparition first, so they're not left with a creature. Bane Ripper is an assassin. I have it in my Etrata deck, even though it's a really, really expensive card for what is, in essence, a tempo deck. Oh, they're thinking about things. The Virtue of Persistence is able to bring back dead creatures. But can it keep them alive? Hold up. I have to do some math here. This is gonna seem weird what I'm doing, but the math checks out. Who do we want to keep? Big girl. 4/4. Check this out. Damage. A whole bunch of triggers go on the stack. Observe. And we win the game. GG, Etrata. Shelob, Child of Ungoliant. Whenever a spider you control kills another creature through fights and bites, anything that deals damage, even combat itself, you get a copy of that creature, but it's a food. Delicious food. Shelob is also usually paired with lots of really good cards in Golgari colors. Removal especially, because that's what's good in Golgari colors. I'm going to keep this even though it's a kind of slow hand, and hope for the best. Also, some Shelob decks run almost no actual spiders, so I'm going to hope that this one is actually a spiders deck. Oh, we're actually up against somebody in my chat. Hi, Yondar! Alright, so Yondar is going to pop out of my channel to avoid any screen sniping here. I think Bloomborough might have spiders, but I think that it's mostly got, like, woodland creatures rather than insects and things like that. Probably a mostly mammalian and bird focus, but I don't actually know. So they have a creature that, even if we force them to sacrifice it, can keep being brought back, because on the turns that it dies, until your next turn, you can just exile it from your graveyard, bring it back. Nice. Could technically play Teysa this turn to have a blocker. I don't think that that's going to be worth it, though. Yeah, if I use the Phyrexian Tower to sacrifice the priest, we can bring out Teysa. Having the Phyrexian Tower is really important against Shelob, though, because we can sacrifice our creatures before they're dealt damage, so they don't get a copy of it. Assemble the team. Tutors from the top third of their library. Lets them pick out whatever card they'd like. This early in the game, it could just be a land, or it could be something really good. What could it be? Aww. She's dead. Is it the Spoder? Is it Spoder? I'm going to bring out the Greedy Freebooter, and my intent is to hopefully have this alive, and then use it to bring out Liliana next turn. Since it dies and also gives me a treasure token. I don't actually need it to die on that turn, but I would like it to. Take another 3 from the Mosswood Dread Knight. And a Grim Tutor. What's with all the tutors? I don't like that, and it makes me very uncomfortable. Ooh, a Vein Ripper. I do like Vein Ripper. Going to swing in with a Greedy Freebooty. Sacrifice it. To our Phyrexian Tower. Ooh, Lord Skitter. That'll attack their graveyard. Not what I want right now, though. Here comes Chili Lily. Now plus. Maybe looking for Masquid Nexus. This is spiders. They could also have cards like Blood on the Snow. I see that. Snow-covered mana. Yep, Blood on the Snow. Destroying our Planeswalker. Not bringing anything back from the graveyard because there's nothing to bring back. I kind of like blocking with the zombie here. Even though this offers them card draw next turn. If they cast this from their graveyard, I think Sir Conrad will trigger, and I like when Sir Conrad triggers. I'll also play this Blood Artist. And if they don't cast the Adventurer, they're gone. Okay, so actually everything just dies. Rough. That's the second board wipe in a row. Exiling my graveyard, so I can't bring those back. Linda's pretty sweet. We're gonna bring out the Vein Ripper. Give us an on-death ability to double with Teysa. It's also a 6/5 attacker in the air, which is nice. Because, unlike most fighters, Shelob does not have reach. Ooh, Oyer Kaslam. Okay. Going to bring out Teysa. Swing in with the Vein Ripper. Now, any creature dying is going to lose them 4 life. And if they'd like to kill this, unless it's an Edict Effect or a board wipe, they also have to sacrifice their creature. Ooh, Vein Ripper, you're so cool! I'm going to block with Teysa. This is going to prevent more damage from going through. By the way, so far, this is not a Spider's deck. This is just Shelob. He's here, I guess. They lose 4. And I gain 4. They look at the top. 2 cards? Alright, wow, they actually hit a land and a creature. And not just a creature, but a creature with reach. That's pretty good for them. Cityscape Leveler. Ooh. Alright, wait until they sacrifice a creature. They lose 2, I gain 2. I guess I'll take the token. I don't need to sacrifice it. There's nothing I'm doing with it. They're now at 1 life. And we do have lethal through Meat Hook Massacre. Cold Steel Heart. Oh, I gotta, I guess, wait until they tap out. This is the safest way for me to do this. I think it's the Meat Hook for X equals 0. Into Elenda. And then sacrificing her to the Phyrexian Tower. Bam! We even get a vampire out of our troubles. GG, Shelob. Kaya, Spirit's Justice. I believe that this Kaya will be exiling things from our graveyard and turning things into copies of them. Also, maybe making some tokens. She's got a very complex ability, so I'm going to have to read through it to make sure I've got it right before I start saying it. All right, so we've got whenever 1 or more creatures you control and or creature cards in your graveyard are put into exile, you may choose target creature card from among them. Only ones that you control. Until end of turn, target token you control becomes a copy of it, except it has flying. Nice. You surveil and then exile from a graveyard, and then when that happens, you are able to exile them and turn your tokens into copies. So it's like self-mill copying things from your graveyard. Also tokens. That's a lot. That's a lot happening. Shadowy Backstreet, a bit of a swamp. and a Bertha Miletus that will get them a plains, then get them a wall, and then gain them some life. It does have a token, a wall token. I'll play Jadar. Jadar is going to make a 2/2 zombie with decay. Firstbound Witch, by the way, if it dies, gets us some good value. Its spellbook is all sacrifice-related stuff, which is really nice. You could turn a token into Grizzlebrand. It's only until end of turn, but you only need to activate Grizzlebrand once to get some value. I get it. We're going to name White on Forsaken Crossroads. We're going to untap it. I will play the Cruel Celebrant, leaving up 1 mana for Malakir Rebirth, and then attack with 2 creatures. One of these is going to die, though, and will probably just get blocked. Back in my days, sagas didn't transform. This is from Theros Beyond Death, which was the second time I think we ever saw sagas, the first being Dominaria. No creatures in the graveyard, so nothing I need to worry about yet. Though I suppose they could just +2 surveil and then do the thing. Okie dokie. No big scary creatures on top. No big scary creatures on top. No big scary creatures on top. Ha! No creatures at all! Perfect! We get to do the thing, and then we get to do the thing some more. I'm gonna play Poggin and Yogin. I'm just going to go ahead and kill one of these. What do we want? Ooh, Cauldron Familiar, Sorcerer's Broom, or the Bat. Broom. Keep on Poggin and Yogin. Next up. Killing the human token. This is before these all get +1/+1. Swing at Kaya with both of these. 1 entire damage will go through. My god. Then we get a fresh zombie. A nice Zombini. Wait, Zumbinis is a different game. Can we go play Zumbinis after this? It is on Steam. I know because I bought it and I play it sometimes. I like when you make the pizza for the trolls. Fun. Oh, what's happening? Exile target creature you control for each other player. Exile up to 1 target creature that player controls. Oh, why not? Abilities. So you can, like, trade here. Works for me. Please play Zumbinis. I did at least 1 Zumbinis stream. I know what I'm here for. It's for pattern seeking and solving very, very basic puzzles. Ooh, Kaya's Soul Cauldron is going to be really good. Once we get some of those better activated abilities in our graveyard, they can get those abilities. Yawgmoth, however, is in exile. They can't get that. Die? Question mark die? They have a way to sacrifice it. They can blank my Murderous Rider. It'll go to my graveyard. I figured that either way, I can kill Kaya here. Oh, Soul Partition. This gets exiled. Okay, never mind. Kaya will live. Are you winning, son? I don't...
You have to do better than that.
I don't know. She said, yeah, I have to do better. Kaya, I'm trying really hard out here, okay? I don't need you disparaging me. Okay, it's been a long day. As Stained said, it's been a while. I'm streaming for like 6 hours. Come on. Come on, Kaya. Let me be. Happy birthday? Thank you. Yeah, my birthday was on Friday. It was awesome. We partied so hard on stream. Oh, they can turn tokens into copies of the Troll of Khazad-dûm. Kaya exiles an awful lot. Sure does. Especially that 7 mana Kaya. That one's rough. Doom! Whisperer. Shh. Guys. It's Mr. Tickles. Just make spirits? Yeah, she has a plus ability that just makes a flying token. You don't think it looks like a guy who whispers? I don't know, his mouth's not that big. Bringing out that there Saragon. They could have exiled that in response. They did not. I will hold the Malakir Rebirth over playing Greedy Freebooter. You like that animation? Yeah, y'all remember when Mythics just, like, had animations? I remember. Yes, this is a very, like, Obzdot looking spirit. Oh, does this blow out Rebirth? Choose our creature when it dies. Oh, you're right. They can exile it in the middle. But they would need to get the timing just right. They are paying so much life. I wonder what card they're trying to set up, because they're surveilling for themselves, I think, to turn the spirit into a copy of something, but I don't know what. They also can steal abilities using Soul Cauldron. It went down to 12 life. I mean, that's a very good card. Turn that into a Cityscape leveler. That sounds good. For them, not for me. It's a lot of damage. Untapped not working. Let me refresh it. Can people in chat let me know if Untapped is working for them? That's the overlay that lets you hover over cards. Ah, okay, so there's a mix. I'll restart it anyway. Alright, one sec. And I spill water on myself. Yeah, I restarted it. They're surveilling.
I don't let anything slip through the cracks. Other than myself, of course.
Thoughtseize in a land. Exiling that Cityscape leveler to turn the spirit into a Cityscape leveler.
Don't gaze too long into the abyss. I've said a lot of things.
They both come on in. I'm still gonna go for the Malakir Rebirth, even though they might interrupt it with that Soul Cauldron. Cauldron. Wow, Amy. I have 4 life. 4. What? What do you mean I'm in trouble? I just need something better than that. Oh, it's fine. I got this. No. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? You can play MDFCs with Sarah Paragon. Yeah, it doesn't do that much, but to demonstrate. Yeah, now you have 4 life. I could either make the copy. It's literally only net 1 mana each time we do this. Or we could go for Sir Conrad. They both work. Aww! Meow meow! Sacrifice our cards and win the game. GG. Rada Rada, Heart of Keld. This Rada is the one that lets you play lands off the top of your deck and can pump up based on the number of lands that you control. Hello, Rada, Heart of Keld. Pretty nice being able to play lands off the top of your deck. They are surveilling. Kept on top. Hello? Hi. Good ramp. Lightning Bolt, Lotus... Okay, Lotus Cobra. I'm also scared of Surik and Goreclaw, but that's gonna take a little bit longer. Lightning Bolt, I'm not as scared of that because it can't kill my commander, number 1. Number 2, I kind of like when my creatures die. It's kind of like my thing in this deck. Here, have a creature. Second creature. We got a Witch. When it dies, we get a card from its spellbook. And a Doom Traveler. When it dies, we get a little guy. Scroll Celebrant's pretty nice. Do you want to kill my creature? Maybe they want to kill this one, then they just lose 1 life. They didn't play Rada with 3 mana. Guess I'll just sacrifice it. Whee! For no, like, actual purpose. I don't know, I have it. I probably should save it. It's not like their colors do that much exiling, but they could have Lava Coil or similar. Here comes Rada. Land on the top. Land on the top. And it's Windswept Heath. Now, they might actually not crack this open this turn and wait to see next turn if they have a land on top of their deck after drawing. Because if they don't, they could then sacrifice the Windswept Heath to try and find one. That's, I believe, what they're doing. I am going to just start by sacrificing this Cursebound Witch. Get a card off the spellbook. Wait. Curse of Leeches, Expanded Anatomy, or Witch's Oven. I will take a Quace of Leeches. Bringing out Kayaya. And exiling their commander. This Kaya is very nice in this deck, not just because it's a very versatile piece of removal, always good to have an Orzhov, but also because it can make it so our creatures die and then come back into our hand, and get us more spirit tokens. Because this is when this creature dies or is put in exile, it also gets a double trigger from Teysa. Alright, listen, I don't know if you have anything with haste other than this guy, but I don't trust like that. So I'm gonna leave this back. Also, she's pretty, and she has 2 knives! 2 of them! 2 knives! It's better. Curse of Leeches doesn't do that much. It's just cute. Makes my opponent lose a life each turn. Teysa and Kaya. I mean, I feel like Teysa hired Kaya at one point. Not what was happening? Case of the Locked Hothouse also lets them play lands. Play an additional land on each of your turns. Great. I'm holding my Shouldered Edict because I am scared of Surik and Goreclaw. I don't know how they would, you know, get there, but if they have 2 lands, that's how they do. Ooh, Zuzu! No Azusa. Hey, this isn't land. Alright, no, you know what? Attack first. Sacrifice the Shambling Ghast to get ourselves a treasure. There is a Alertus in this deck, yes. Sarah Paragon. I'm going to protect the Sarah Paragon with Kaya. Play the Cursebound Witch from the graveyard and the Shambling Ghast from hand. I like how the ramp deck is also stuck on 4 lands. Oh, it's Craig. Hi, Iron Craig. We can do a lot more off 4 lands, though, because we have this ability to just sacrifice our creatures. Yeah, we also have Mothra here to prevent, like, death by board wipe. If all our creatures die, they will come back with flying. Except for the ones that already have flying. They're gone. Except for Sarah Paragon, who goes back into my hand. Makes a spirit. Look at that! Effects! A land that comes into play tapped. Oh, could be worse. Cruel Celebrant. I will protect the Shambling Ghast. I will attack with all of these guys. I'm going to sacrifice the Shambling Ghast again. Making those treasures. Getting those drains off the Cruel Celebrant. And getting myself another white mana source for next turn. We're gonna curse our opponent. Cursed by leeches. Where do I want to use that white mana source? Yeah, we just got the cave. Shambling Ghast, into play! Lose 1 life! Here comes Rada. They can play lands off the top, and they can play multiple lands per turn. There's a first land! A second land! Oh, yeah, no, that's game. We got a Grave Pact, which would force them to sacrifice their commander if one of our creatures died, but also we just have lethal. GG, Rada. Yorion, Sky Nomad. It's a big old Blinky Bird Serpent. Enters the battlefield, exiles any number of non-land permanents they own and control, and then they come back at the end of turn. We've got some nice little 1 and 2 drops here. Probably gonna start with the Greedy Freebooter. Yeah, I like Greedy Freebooter to start. If they play a wee creature, we can kill it with the Virtue of Persistence. Any wee creatures in chat? You know, I just realized I should put Bolus's Citadel in this deck. That would be so fun. Well, I don't have it in the deck, but pretend I do and just add it into the deck yourself, because it would be really fun. You thought Yorion was a dragon? It looks a bit like a dragon, but it is in fact a bird serpent. Bread. It's the Sky Noodle. Confounding Conundrum. Going to cause problems if we have 2 lands enter the battlefield in the same turn. Thankfully, not really a thing we do. I can bring out Lord Skitter to just start making a rat army. Warded Opportunist to set up for card draw. I'm gonna go for the rats. We them rats. Every turn I'm going to get a 1/1 rat token, ever so sacrificable. And if they have things in their graveyard, we can exile them. I feel like they're gonna wipe the board, though, so let's see it happen. No? You don't have one? Maybe they're picking which one they want. Oh, no, they just got a Stinky Tinky Tote. They're gonna make a couple little guys. You killed my rat! You rat! Black market connections. Make my doomed traveler grow! Or put a land into my hand. Ooh, shadowy backstreet. I will attack with the rat. Die. Yeah, they sunk my rattle ship. I can't wait to pay 6 life every single upkeep. Or I guess it's pre-combat main phase. Sanctuary Warden. Nice. They can remove a counter from a creature or planeswalker. Yep. In order to get a little dude and some card draw. I pay the 6. Love paying the 6. This is not doubling too much. I like her next turn to give the Shapeshifter lifelink. For this turn, I'm going to play the Priest of Forgotten Gods. And a Shadowy Backstreet. Nice land. Pass the turn. They might want to go for Yorion this turn. Ooh, Surgical Metamorph. Making a second Sanctuary Warden. Loads of little guys. If this attacks in and gets rid of the last counter on it, though, okay. Castle Ardenvale is now an island. We're gonna tell this one to get out of here. Get lost! Yeah, I paid a 6. I don't have a problem. Just like paying life. The Confounding Conundrum makes my fetch lands worse, and that's fine. I will go to combat. I will attack with everything but the Priest of Forgotten Gods. We paid 3 life for this, so if we gain 3 back, that's just great. Yeah, this is fine. Bringing out our Morbid Opportunist. Targeting them. And sacrificing these 2 creatures. This is going to get us a couple tokens. I don't need a swamp now. Lords of Plowshares is very good against these Sanctuary Wardens. Some blockers in the air. They have to sacrifice a creature. We've got some extra black mana here, too. I'm nothing if not persistent. With the virtue of persistence, and then we'll just take care of this now. I don't feel like thinking about it. Great. Now we have creatures, and they do not have creatures. Swords to Plowshares on the Priest, very fair. Ossification on Teysa, or the Morbid Opportunist? Okay, Teysa. I will put her back into the command zone, even though this means they can now blink this in order to move it and exile another creature. Oh no, my Shapeshifter token! I'm still paying 6. I know what I like. Paying life. We're going to play the Virtue of Persistence this turn. This way I can bring back some creatures from the graveyard, like Lord Skitter! Also, if our creatures die, they will lose life. Here comes the Bouncer. I'm going to bounce the Virtue of Persistence back into my hand. This now costs 2 more to cast either side, but it does mean I can cast it again and gain 2 life. They're cracking open the map, looking for lands, I think. Static Net, more good exiling abilities. They put it in the graveyard, though that's not what they want. Since this is now more than 3 toughness, though, it won't die to the Virtue. I don't have a problem. No way. I definitely don't have a problem. Boop, boop, boop. I just really like paying life. And I get to gain life back? Oh, lucky me! Trying to decide if I want to use a bit of sacrifice here or save it for their turn, because they're going to be doing some big exiles. I'll just save it. Yeah, their removal's all exiling removal. It's not going to kill stuff. Unless, of course, they board wipe. They could also, like, farewell. Oh, Case of the Gateway Express. That deals 1 entire damage. RIP this spirit token specifically. It dies, which means you lose 2 life. And I draw a card. Nice! Skyclave Apparition! Maybe I should have sacrificed on their turn, or on my turn. Yorian's gonna bring it out. And they're gonna do it again. This time they get to deal 2 damage in their end step. Also bounce something. They're also going to draw a lot of cards. Isn't that Spreading Seas? Cool, 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 cool. I think you have to get rid of the Cruel Celebrant first, though. Or things happen. Ordering this will be tricky. So they get to exile a creature or planeswalker, a creature or artifact, draw a card, deal 2 damage to something. Alright, so we're looking at how they're targeting everything here. Ossification on Teysa. Or that resolves. I think they were targeting one of these. Okay, both of these. Sacrifice you. For triggers. Teysa goes to jail. I'll free her. Oh, did I get the wrong one? I think I got the one that was being dealt damage, not the one being exiled. Dang. It's really hard when the stack is like that, and that's fine. Don't play perfectly every time. Yeah. Ooh. Okie dokie. The Eternal Wanderer. I have a Cruel Celebrant, and you have a Gnome. Not gonna get a Gnoblin, but a Gnome. He'll lose some life. And because this would get bounced back into my hand if I cracked it open on this turn, I won't, and instead I will... I'm just gonna kill the Gnome token. Feels good, man. Bouncer's brutal, no fear. No fear. This will have haste, by the way. A player does have... does have 10 or less life. Can this deal damage to planeswalkers? No, only creatures. They do have a creature land here, by the way. They have the Restless Anchorage. Ew! Okay. I can no longer pay the 6. This is a divine intervention. Not just an intervention, a divine one. A cleric has shown up to stop me from doing this. And I'm gonna crack this open right now just while I'm thinking about it. Bombshell! Thank you for the 13-month resub! I don't have anything that costs 1 mana, or 2, I guess, in hand. They have 6 life left. And a lot of stuff's about to get exiled. Would you like to gain life? Exile something from grave? What's the mood, dude? What's the plan, man? Oh, you should not have done that. I love how, like, the life gain and drain. And the reason I shouldn't do that is because we actually do have a way to get rid of the Rossification. Not that they knew that. Ossification. And we're gonna minus again. You have a Gnome. I have a Court Spirit. It'd actually be kind of fun to, like, play a Lenda there, too. Yeah, that'd be nice. Alright, Mothra, so we have blockers in the air. Bloodghast. Is it Bloodghast? Nah, Lenda, because it's a Lenda. Sicko mode. Bloodghast has haste? I know! But it's also a 2/1. Aw, man! Of the sun. That's going to gain them 2 life and get them 2 more creature tokens. Also, now, if our creatures die, they will return. So notice they have an Inventor's Fair. It's a little worrisome. Of the cards in our hand, 2 of them can be hit by Invasion of Gobakan. They're hitting the Bloodghast, so we can't just discard it and get it back for free. It's so sweet. Does Landfall bring it back? It's amazing, especially in Smeagol. That's like my favorite place to use Bloodghast. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana? 5 mana up. Okay. Bloodghast. Am I playing this on Steam? I'm not. Okay, Otawara back into hand. Fine with me. Death is temporary and permanent. Ah, Lenda's gonna be so excited about this. Oh, they really don't want me blinking it. That's why they were doing that. And also just bring it back. Big lady. Mothra making sure it's not tapping that Phyrexian tower. And I will blink you, the illusion token. Oh, I guess I also have an extra black mana. Nice. Cursebound Witch. She's gonna pop and explode into so many vampires. Oh, also, I have this Windswept Heath, so I can bring back Bloodghast. Cyclonic Rift? I mean, it would still come back, and it would make me happy. Yep. We still sacrifice the Cursebound Witch because it has an on-death ability that is more permanent. Comes back. Trespasser's Curse, Sorcerer's Broom, and Expanded Anatomy. Do I have any lands I can animate into creatures? I don't, but I do have the Bloodghast. I'm gonna go with Trespasser's Curse. Orange Fetchling! Gets them a Plains! Speaking about getting Plains, I got a Plains I want to get. This one! Whee! Let's do this now. Ta-da! Check what I've got! Bloodghast! I'm just impatient. Ta-da! Bloodghast jump scare? Nani? Where the heck did you come from? Where did you come from? Graveyard. He was just hanging around waiting for dirt. I don't know why he likes dirt. I'm not sure what the flavor is. Is he like a vampire that eats dirt? Probably. There's probably like some actual lore there and I just don't know it. I'm going to curse them. Curse you, opponent! What does dirt taste like? Depends on the dirt. We were actually talking about this earlier in my channel, and I realize now that that makes it sound way weirder than it actually is. Making sure it's keeping open. Our good friend Phyrexian Tower. Swing in with the Bloodghast. It's earthy. Yeah. Unlikely they have another Cyclonic Rift. So I'm actually just gonna go for the incredible Flying Elenda right now. And a Bitter Blossom. This way, I also can go hands off while my opponent takes their turn. Which is important because there's a little bit of coffee in here, and I'd like to drink it. Coffee consumed. I should also drink water. Would be smart. Alright, Norn's Fetchling. You like my Flying Elenda? Okay, here comes Yorion, here to exile everything. Trespasser's Curse, end them! I know, like, I should be keeping the Phyrexian Tower to make sure this can go into the graveyard. They don't just exile it. But also, I'm impatient and just kind of want to do this. All the things that make creatures in some way can gain them life. But they will be losing a bunch of life off the Trespasser's Curse. Curses. Probably bop Elenda. Elenda has been bopped. Mothra has been exiled. Some stuff is happening. They gain life, we lose life. Number go down, but number also go up. But number also go down. Do I have any of those Cruel Celebrant type cards? I love that she got punched by like 6 things. We still have an Eternal Wanderer? Dang, I thought she was gone. No, she's still around. Ba-boom. Ooh, Xander's Wake. That's really fun. Our tower got seized. I'm surprised they didn't do that before. So what are my current drains? Noted. Go get them, kids. They could have a counterspell. I'm just gonna hope that they don't. This gains me some life. Bringing out the Eternal Wanderer. The world's blinkiest battle. Alright, they finally got the counterspell ready. Good for them. Alright, Xander's Wake a little too late. And the Cursebound Witch. They will be able to flip this over. That will give them a good protective ability. And buff up their creatures that attack during each turn. They sunk an entire Phyrexian Tower. Nah, they built it too close to the coast. Ah, that's blinkable. Portal to Phyrexia. We're gonna get some cards in hand off our spell books. Thieves Guild Enforcer, Acquisition, and Boomclad Necromancer. Cute. I might need that in order to hit graveyards. because they're going to be able to hit graveyards. But do I roll need or greed? Greed. Witch's Cottage. I have creatures and swamp. You should have more creatures enter the battlefield. Oh, I'm being poisoned? Oh, yeah. Spark Rupture. Each planeswalker with one or more loyalty counters loses all ability in their future with power. Okay, text is happening. Lose life, get a fairy. Bringing back the Ghast. Putting the Skyclave Apparition on top of my deck. Virtue of Persistence. What we need is this Thieves Guild Enforcer to carry us home. What do you grab from the grave? I think Cruel Celebrant. Oh, no. Surgical Metamorph. Oh, because that can be one of these. Oh, that's cute. Okay. Come on, another Thieves Guild Enforcer. Yeah! Oh, wait. Am I still dead? I'm still dead. But they'll never expect it. So maybe they'll direct some of the damage at the invasion of Gobakan. Nope, everybody's coming to my face. Alright, Thieves Guild Enforcer. Thieves Guild Enforcer 2, the sequel to Thieves Guild Enforcer. I like when we have a good back and forth of just being obnoxious, wiping the board, and getting triggers, 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 and triggers. I hope they had fun, too. Do you like my 2 rogues? I got them from my party. We block, but we still die because they've got 7 damage coming in. GG! Darkness, or... Darkness? Fun game. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. I hope you liked watching Teysa Karlov in action. This deck, like many of the other decks I built, was a request. Somebody in the comments section said, "Hey Amy, would you please build Teysa Karlov?" And I said, sure. And I assume they meant this one and not the new one because they didn't give me any more information. If you would like to request a commander for me to either build or update, please let me know in the comments section. Also, if you liked the video, please leave a comment. If you didn't like the video, I guess also leave a comment. Algorithmically, it's just good if people comment on the videos. The whole like, comment, subscribe thing is apparently real. If you're looking for my deck list, it is in the description of the video. And if you're looking to find my stream, twitch.tv/Amazonian is where I play Magic almost every single day. I hope you like this deck. It's a lot of fun to pilot, and in general, like Orzhov Sacrifice, Aristocrats as we'll call it, is really fun and a really flexible deck. There's a ton of different cards you can put into this deck, and it will still be great. I also like seeing the more tokens-oriented version of Teysa because it's also a really good deck. It turns out that when you have a strong card with 2 strong abilities, you can really build around either side of it. Thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.